Picture this, an 800-foot-long flying luxury liner cruising high above the Atlantic, complete with fine dining, a grand piano concert at more than 1,000 feet. It sounds impossible, but it was real. And in 1989, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade gave this vanishing wonder one last unforgettable ride. This is Zeppelins, the real airship behind Indiana Jones. Fun fact, the film's designers didn't invent anything from scratch. They took the most glamorous parts of the two famous airships and stitched them together. The passenger areas, lounge, windows, and layout were recreated from the German LZ-129 Hindenburg, the last and most luxurious Zeppelin ever built. The detachable biplane and underside hangar were lifted straight from the American USS Akron and Macon, the Navy's 1930s flying aircraft carriers. One airship gave Indy the five-star cruise ship vibe, the others gave a fighter plane in the basement. So together they created the ultimate fantasy Zeppelin, perfect for an Indiana Jones escape. A short history of the Zeppelin. Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin flew his first rigged airship in 1900. By 1910, his company launched DLAG, the world's first airline, and carried over 34,000 passengers with 0 fatalities before World War I. In 1929, the GAF Zeppelin circled the globe. And in 1936, its giant sister ship, the Hindenburg, began scheduled transatlantic service, which was faster than any ocean liner of that current era. Then on May 6, 1937, the Hindenburg burned in 37 seconds at Lakehurst, New Jersey. 36 lives were lost, and the age of the passenger Zeppelins ended overnight. That's why the Zeppelin Indiana Jones boards in 1938 is pure Hollywood magic. In real life, no giant rigged airships no longer flew civilians at that time. After escaping Berlin, Indy and his father slip aboard a gleaming airliner in the sky. The interiors, Art Deco lounges, slanted windows, waiters in white jackets are almost perfect copies of the real Hindenburg. Then comes the greatest airline burn in film history. Indy tosses a Nazi out the gondola and deadpans the comment, "No ticket."
Tickets, please.
Still cheaper than today's change fees, and you get a much faster exit now.
No ticket.
Next, they steal a biplane attached to the underside and launch into a dogfight. Here's the neat part. The movie Zeppelin is a deliberate hybrid. The luxurious passenger spaces come straight from Germany's Hindenburg and the GAF Zeppelin. The biplane hangar, however, was borrowed from America's USS Akron and USS Macon, the only airships that ever worked as truly flying aircraft carriers, launching and recovering fighters in midair with a trapeze system. Spielberg and Lucas simply combined the most photogenic features of both worlds, both Zeppelins, the GAF Zeppelin and the Hindenburg. So how does something larger than the Titanic float through the sky, like a cloud? It's called aerostatic lift, and it's surprisingly simple. A cubic foot of normal air weighs about 1.2 ounces. A cubic foot of hydrogen weighs only 0.09 ounces, almost nothing. So every 1,000 cubic foot of hydrogen inside the ship wants to push upward with roughly 68 pounds of force, the same way a helium party balloon pulls on its string. The Hindenburg held 7 million cubic feet of hydrogen, creating almost 250 tons of pure upward lift before anyone even stepped on board the aircraft. That lift was contained inside a gigantic but super light skeleton of duralinium. Moving the airship forward took 4 16-cylinder diesel engines, each producing 1,100 to 1,200 horsepower at takeoff and a reliable 900 horsepower for cruising. Diesel engines were chosen because it was far safer than gasoline, due to spark, burned slower, and let the Hindenburg cross the Atlantic at just 65 tons of fuel. Each engine sat on its own gondola and drove a massive 4-blade wooden propeller almost 20 feet across. The best part? Those propellers could swivel 90 degrees, letting the captain push the airship forward, backward, or even straight up or down for takeoff and landing. Do you need to stop fast in an airship? Just reverse the props. The airship could go from 85 miles per hour to 0 in under a minute. something no airplane could do or even match in that era. Altitude control was just as clever. Vent a little hydrogen to descend, drop water ballast to climb, or simply tilt the nose up or down like a boat. With all that serious engineering, there was still room for pure luxury. A 440-pound aluminum grand piano and live concerts over the ocean. A pressurized smoking room with the airship's only electric lighter chained to the table. Obviously you want electric because you don't want something to burst into flame. And windows that actually opened. Not to mention meals served with real china with the Zeppelin's crest. That biplane launch in the movie, 100% real. The US Navy's Akron and Macon really did hook and release Sparrowhawk fighters in midair. Today, modern hybrid airships like the Airliner 10 and the Lockheed Martin LMH-1 are bringing the same ideas back, only now with electric and hybrid electric power. The Hindenburg disaster, why Indy's airship feels impossible. May 6, 1937, Lakehurst, New Jersey. After a smooth Atlantic crossing, the Hindenburg approaches the mooring mast. At 7:25 p.m., a small flame appears near the tail section of the Hindenburg. In little as just 37 seconds, the entire airship is engulfed in flame. 36 people lose their lives, and the live radio report, "Oh, the humanity," is broadcast to millions and becomes the first disaster heard in real time by the world.
The worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's like 400 or 500 feet into the sky. It's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke and the flames now, and the frame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. All the humanity and all the passengers screaming around it. I told you.
By 1938, the exact year Indiana Jones boards his gleaming Zeppelin, every giant rigged airship on Earth has been scrapped or grounded. What Spielberg put back in the sky in 1989 wasn't just a cool set piece, it was a ghost. A beautiful, impossible ghost of the most luxurious flying machine humanity ever built, brought back for the last one-time adventure. So when Indy says, "no ticket," and jumps into a biplane, he's not just escaping Nazis. He's writing a miracle that history had already buried in flames. The Hindenburg fire didn't just destroy an airship, it ended an entire era. By 1938, the skies were already empty of these gentle giants. So when Indiana Jones steps into the spotless deck of a 1939 Germany, complete with white-jacketed stewards, a grand piano recital drifting through the lounge, and a biplane awaiting underneath, he isn't just escaping the Nazis. He's riding a dream that history had already pronounced dead. Yet dreams have a way of coming back. Today, new hybrid airships like the Airliner 10, Pathfinder 1 from LTA, and Lockheed Martin's LMH-1 are quietly taking the skies once again. They combine helium lift with modern wings and electric or hybrid electric power. They can haul massive cargo into places without runways, stay airborne for weeks, and sip fuel at a fraction of what an airplane's thirst would be. The age of great rigged airships may have ended in flames in 1937, but Indiana Jones gave us one last perfect flight, and the future is finally ready to hand us the boarding pass for the next one. Thanks for joining the flight. No ticket required.
We made it. When we're airborne with Germany behind us, then I will share that secret.